Yo, what was it like being a part of the Black Panther soundtrack? Because that kind of was a moment.
Yeah, mamas.
Kendrick was on that record too.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. First of all, not a lot of people these days are sharing records with Kendrick, and that's one of the biggest movies of all time.
Yeah, for sure. That's my biggest song to this day. That motherfucker went like double platinum in that motherfucker, just the song itself,
Right.
and he ain't got no video. You feel me?
No video, nothing. I feel like that was kind of like the last hurrah for SOB, kind of.
Yeah, that was like our biggest.
I feel like after that shit is when shit kind of started to.
Yeah, man, a lot of shit started happening, man, behind the scenes. You know how that shit go, man. Just some old brother shit, though. Niggas fighting behind the scenes. Like, we brothers and we was young. You feel me? You know how that shit go, like.
But what was that moment like for you, like, just kind of knowing you're making it onto a Marvel movie soundtrack and Kendrick's hopping on the record?
I ain't gonna lie, when we first got in the studio, we got on that shit, like, I really ain't think it was gonna really come out. He's like, yep, we at least got the chance to be in the studio with that nigga and give us what.
Oh, you guys are in the studio with him?
Yeah, we got so niggas really just had the mindset like, shit, at least we got up in the studio and got the chance to, you feel me, show that nigga what we got for real, you feel me?
And it's a banger.
But when that shit came out, I heard the Black Panther shit came out, but niggas ain't really think, you feel me, our shit was on there, so I really didn't even check. Like, motherfuckers was just calling a nigga like, yo, you made the Black Panther soundtrack, y'all niggas going crazy, nigga, your verse went stupid, whoop, whoop. I'm like, hell nah. I'm in the studio at the time, too, recording. I go straight to the soundtrack. I listen to that shit. The way he put the little pause on my shit, I was like, oh, I ain't gonna lie, like that shit in there like gave a nigga goosebumps.
Right.
Like, you feel me? The way that nigga hit a nigga with the DaBoii, you feel me? Then changed the tempo for like 4 bars. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that shit had a nigga feeling like a champion. You know, like when you growing up, a nigga got, you in sports, you winning trophies and shit. When I was playing sports, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really win too many trophies.
Right.
Like, I was really a street ball player. I wasn't really, you feel me, one of the ones really on the court. So, you feel me, shit like that, like that's a trophy for me.
Do you ever kind of, because I saw Lil G just got sentenced to some serious prison time, and we think kind of like, everybody kind of went their own way when it came to the group. It feels like you're kind of the one guy who's kind of cut through and like been able to really be consistent and really kind of show and prove as a solo artist. A shout out to Young T.O. He's up, he's obviously had some dope solo shit too. But for you, like, not knowing your personal relationship with these guys anymore, but do you tap in with somebody like Lil G if he, he has to go sit down for 20 years, like just on some like you said, some brother shit, or is that relationship kind of a wrap?
Slimmy, my brother.
And that's it.
Yeah, Slimmy, my brother.
That's fair. Who's gonna be on the EP?
Shit, really just Kaylin, for real.
I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, mamas, I'm trying to push that. I'm trying to push that one. I'm trying to push that one sound, man. I'm trying to gain my lady fan base. You feel me? Like,
so he's on the hook?
Yeah, for sure.
That's fair. Was there something you guys got in the studio together on?
Yep. I called that nigga. That nigga pulled up, laid that bitch down, laid my shit down. Boom, classic. It's one of them ones too. On my mama.
Yo, speak to me, because Mac Dre's from Vallejo, and obviously, one of the more celebrated artists to come out of the Bay, especially if you're from the Bay. Did you grow up listening to Mac Dre, or was he? I mean, that was kind of like past your generation a bit. Like, was that something that you just kind of had to go back and listen to, or you
Mac
heard?
Dre was, you feel me, like, his music was always around. Like, of course, like, niggas knew, like, all the big
records.
shit. Like, even like the songs that was, like, big in the streets, like, niggas knew mostly of them.
Right.
But, like, most of that shit, though, like, I really had to go back and go, you feel me, do my own little researching for real. When I was young, like, I was really into shit, like, I was really into like the mainstream niggas, like the Lil Wayne, like,
of course,
young nigga at that time, like Soulja Boy, woo. Like, I had to really do my own digging. Of course, I knew the main shit though, but like to hear him on his gangster shit, like when he first came out,
early shit,
yeah. I had to go do my own research for sure.
I do feel like you guys kind of influenced a generation of. I feel like SOB, y'all probably don't get as a group the credit you deserve in terms of you guys influenced a lot of LA guys.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like a lot of like how you guys are rapping, the flow y'all had, like kind of the slightly offbeat shit. Like I feel like you guys kind of And this can be said about the Bay Area in general with a lot of shit that happens. You guys influence a lot of shit, but don't necessarily get the credit for the influence that you guys have on hip hop, even LA hip hop. Did you guys notice that like happening? Because you guys were the hottest shit moving, and a lot of people in LA started to pop up that, in my opinion, sounded a lot like what you guys were doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, for sure. You know how that shit go. Like we don't really, you know how that shit go. Like we don't get credit for a lot of shit. But you feel me? Like nigga not gonna hit the scene, cry about it, and pout for real. Right. I mean, like, it is what it is. At the end of the day, though, a lot of niggas that, you feel me, a lot of niggas I run into, like, they'll pay a nigga homage, like, when they see a nigga. But, like, nigga probably not just gonna, ain't nobody's gonna wanna put it out there, like, oh, shit, I ain't gonna lie. I really, like, nigga really base my flow off the young niggas. Like, we young niggas. Like, maybe if we was, like, some OGs or something in the game, like motherfuckers, it'd be easier to pay homage and be like, oh, I really grew up listening to woo woo woo. But we young niggas, you feel me? Not too many motherfuckers want to give a young nigga too much credit, you feel me? They think a young nigga big headed, woo. They don't want to give a young nigga that much juice, that much power, but niggas don't be, you feel me? Like, niggas be on some humble shit. Nigga not really tripping off that shit. Like, it is what it is. Like
I think of you guys, and I think of, like, Shoreline Mafia had, like, a lot of sons. Like, you guys kind of...
Yeah, for sure. You gotta remember, like, one motherfucker might copy us, and then a motherfucker that copied us, a motherfucker might have copied them, might not even listen to our shit. You feel me? Like, it's just so much recycled shit going on. Mm-hmm. You don't know who a motherfucker really getting shit from. Like, we started a lot of shit, but, like, a lot of shit got recycled. Like, you feel me? Like, motherfuckers it's like lost files. Like, motherfuckers don't know where they got this and that from. Right. But it's all good, though. Like, I'm glad to see that motherfuckers created a way for everybody to eat for real, because a lot of the young nigga scene was dead. It wasn't no young niggas really rapping for real. Like, we taught young niggas how to talk shit, you feel me? Just be free, you feel me? Speak your mind. It's a lot of cappers up on this bitch too. That's, you feel me? They making a way though, you feel me? Congratulate them boys. Feeding a lot of young niggas off the wave, but a motherfucker started, but I ain't gonna say a motherfucker. We all started this shit as a group, but you feel me? Like, nigga ain't tripping out that shit. Let them boys go crazy.